Hello, and welcome to the Banker's Tech Talk video series looking at all things fintech. We've been going now for 5 years, and you can watch all previous episodes on thebanker.com/techtalks. I'm Joy Macknight, Managing Editor of The Banker, and this week my guest is Tunde Kehinde, who's co-founder of Lidya, which is an international small and medium-sized enterprise lending fintech. Tunde, thanks so much for joining me.
Thanks for having me, Joy.
So when you thought about launching Lidya, why did you decide to target the SME market?
So we saw SMEs as being underserved, despite there being a huge credit gap. So in the markets that we care about, the SME credit gap is $4 trillion. And we know SMEs create the most jobs and have the biggest impact for their startup capital. We felt with our unique approach to processing data and assessing, we could solve this problem and help SMEs change their economies and grow.
Excellent. But then how do you differentiate yourself from other SME lenders in the market?
So there are three main pillars we use to differentiate ourselves. How we acquire customers. We partner with large enterprises like consumer goods companies, banks, payment processors to share data so that we can plug directly into supply chains and lend to our partner supply chains. The second way is how we assess. So we are evaluating over 1,000 data points, everything from cash inflows and outflows, credit history, is your company incorporated, to make a loan decision in as little as minutes and to disburse in one day. And also how we get repaid. So we have flexible repayment options, everything from daily or weekly installment repay. So the burden is not too heavy on the SMEs.
And I understand that you use artificial intelligence in your decision making. Obviously, there is some controversy around that. How do you use it on the one side, and then how do you mitigate any of the sort of biases that can be apparent in past data?
It's a great question. So our approach is every SME who deserves a facility should get it. And we want to use data to remove that implicit bias so that we can get you the capital you need when you need it. So we've now done over 20,000 loans, and we have the ability to process 5,000 SME loans a month, and that's going to make a step change up to 50,000 in the next few months. And that can only be done with our machine learning and AI capabilities. That allows us to digest lots of data and make the right decision. And we're constantly feeding in more data and assessing, do our SMEs feel it was a fair process and was there empathy? So that's how we're using AI and machine learning.
Excellent. And then my next question was around the fact that you've started in Nigeria, but now you've expanded into Europe. What were the reasons behind the expansion, and were there any specific challenges that you had to overcome?
So we said from day one, we wanted to build a global business. We truly believe talent is distributed evenly worldwide, and we said to ourselves, we know it works for SMEs in Nigeria, it will work for SMEs in different markets. So we expanded into Poland and Czech Republic in 2020, and we expect to add 2 countries every single year. And what's driving this expansion is, where are the biggest markets that are underserved, and where do we think our technology is differentiated? So look out for Lidya in the market near you soon.
Excellent. And my last question was really around, how do you think that fintechs like Lidya can really help SMEs and the general economy build back after the COVID-19 pandemic?
So we truly believe SMEs are the backbone of every economy. And one thing we've seen in the impact of the pandemic is they need capital the most, but everyone sees, and there's a desire to get them the capital, but we're struggling to get them the capital as quickly as they need it. The power of Lidya is we can go from application to disbursement in one day. And so that's the impact we're having on our SME customers. And that's why we're partnering with everyone from governments to banks to payment processors to say, look, let's together get the capital to SMEs so that they can keep thriving.
Excellent. Well, that's all my questions. Thank you so much for your insights, Tunde. And thanks for our audience for watching.
Thank you, John.